Wu Di couldn't believe his ears. This bullet? He looked at the dark gray bullet. It was this bullet that just penetrated his defensive halo and landed on his training suit. Because of the protection of the training suit, he was not penetrated, but the system of the martial arts field had already given him a judgment of defeat based on the degree of damage. Original bullet! How can you have such a thing? Wu Di shouted at Zhang Yi in the distance in disbelief. However, the two people were too far apart, and Zhang Yi didn't hear what he was shouting. Zhang Yi just smiled faintly. The victory and defeat have been decided, and this battle is over. After saying that, he turned around and walked away. But everyone saw this scene clearly. Deng Shentong looked at Zhang Yi's back as he left, and there was a light in his eyes. This guy is really smart. Even Liao Honglei and Bai Chunyu behind him couldn't help but look sideways. First, ordinary bullets were used to make Wu Di careless, and then the origin bullets were mixed in with the ordinary bullets. Such an attack is indeed easy to make mistakes. However, in the final analysis, Wu Di's combat experience is too shallow. Liao Honglei looked down on Wu Di and his words. He crossed his arms and smiled faintly. If it were veterans like us in the army, we would never make such a mistake. We would never give Zhang Yi a chance to shoot. Bai Chunyu, who looked feminine next to him, smiled faintly. But he is indeed a very talented person in combat, isn't he? He knows how to use his strengths and avoid his weaknesses, which is quite rare. Deng Shentong ignored the words of the two men behind him. He looked at Zhang Yi with full appreciation in his eyes. Then he thought to himself, the establishment of the investigation team is fixed, and the number of people cannot be increased at will. This Zhang Yi is already qualified to become a formal member of the Tianshen team, but otherwise kick Lu Yinghao out of the formal team. His strength is already a bit of a drag. In the box where Zhu Zheng was, facing Zhang Yi's victory, everyone's eyes were a little hot. Being able to defeat Wu Di shows that Zhang Yi has the strength of an elite member of the investigation team. After all, Wu Di is also among the top players in the Black Robe investigation team. It seems that our intelligence on Zhang Yi is indeed wrong. Zhu Zheng frowned slightly. Is this because Zhang Yi hit it well, or did Baili Changqing conceal something when reporting to him? No, it's not really. Baili Changqing has already reported Zhang Yi's ability truthfully. He is indeed a person who is good at defense. From the perspective of attack, he uses his brain more, rather than having a strong attack attributability. It can only mean that this person's ability is not very aggressive, but he is too good at fighting. But why does he have an origin bullet? Zhu Zheng said, looking at the secretary Lan Xin-chung next to him. The origin bullet is a secret of China. It is jointly developed by the technical departments of the 6 major regions. Both the materials and the production process are kept absolutely confidential. Even in Blizzard City, only a few people such as Union, the investigation team, and the guards around the senior management of the headquarters have this thing. Because the materials used are too rare, ordinary people have no chance to use it. No wonder Zhu Zheng is sensitive. Lan Xin-chung quickly reported, maybe he got a few of them by chance when the Black Robe Squad was on a mission in Tianhai City. I will go to Zhang Yi and Baili Changqing to confirm it. Zhu Zheng nodded. If that's the case, then it's fine. It's fine to let others use a few of them. This Zhang Yi can be considered he may be useful in the future. Lan Xin-chung saw Zhu Zheng's appreciation for Zhang Yi and couldn't help asking, Commander, do you want to transfer him to Blizzard City? Let someone train him, and then consider incorporating him into the Yanyun troops, or assigning him to a certain investigation team? Zhu Zheng thought about it, but waved his hand. For the time being, let's not use it. After all, he is the leader of the mutants in Tianhai City. Today's Tianhai City is in ruins, and its combat effectiveness has been greatly reduced. If he is transferred away again, Tianhai City will not be peaceful in the future. Lan Xin-chung heard this and said, the commander is considering it. Lan Xin-chung has been with Zhu Zheng for many years and knows his temper. The subtext of this remark is that although he admires Zhang Yi a little, he has not yet liked him. After all, the strength shown by Zhang Yi is at most above the middle level in the investigation team and the Yanyun troops. Zhang Yi left the martial arts field and came to the second floor. Baili Changqing looked at Zhang Yi without any surprise in his eyes. Thank you for your mercy. Zhang Yi said nonchalantly. That's all. Wu Di, a mere man, was not taken seriously by Zhang Yi. As for the weapons, what do you say? Bailey Changqing smiled and said, If you are so anxious, I can take you there to get it later. The weapons depot of the investigation team is in the combat center, not far from here. Zhang Yi nodded. Okay then, I'll go change my clothes first. Speaking of the training suit on his body, Zhang Yi really couldn't let it go. Although the protective suit he wore before had strong defensive power and was equipped with many modern technological equipment, it was definitely not as powerful as this black tights. Not only does it have strong defensive power, the key is that it can improve a person's basic physical fitness, which is terrifying. Zhang Yi really wants to get a set, wear it inside as an inner lining, and then match it with combat clothes. It would be perfect. But now, he can only think about it because Bailey Changqing would never give him a set of such high-tech equipment. Fortunately, he has Lu Karen. Zhang Yi looked at Lu Karen next to him, and Lu Karen nodded at him with a confident look in his eyes. A smile appeared on the corner of Zhang Yi's mouth. It seems that he's going to get this good thing. Zhang Yi came to the locker room and changed out of his training suit. He still liked the texture, but he couldn't take it away from here. Fortunately, there was Lu Karen, the mechanical master, who would rely on her to replicate the material and help him build a set. Zhang Yi changed his clothes and walked out of the locker room. Wu Di was already outside. He could see the annoyance on his face, but he no longer had the hostility towards Zhang Yi. After the fight, the obsession in his heart was finally let go. He also understood that Zhang Yi didn't even use his full strength now. If he couldn't beat him, he would have no chance in the future. It can only be said that he was a little unwilling. When Zhang Yi came out, he heard him say to Bailey Changqing, I thought I was well prepared this time and I would have a chance to beat him. Bailey Changqing comforted him. You have joined the investigation team for too short a time. What you lack is practical experience. Just practice more in the future. Zhang Yi came out. You two, have you finished talking? If you have, please take me to get my spoils. Bailey Changqing waved to a place not far away and saw Meng Siyu, a member of the investigation team, coming over with a black box. She handed the box to Zhang Yi. This is what you want. Zhang Yi's eyes lit up, and he wanted to open it to see his new weapon. But Bailey Changqing held down the box and winked at him. Let's see it after we go back. Although the standard adamantium metal weapons are not the top secret of Blizzard City, ordinary soldiers are not qualified to use them. In principle, it is not good for Bailey Changqing to give one to Zhang Yi, but the temporary rules of Blizzard City do not specify this in detail. Therefore, Zhang Yi can use it, but there is no need to be too ostentatious. After all, this is the combat center, and it is not a good thing to be discussed by people with ulterior motives. Zhang Yi understood, and reached out to put the weapon box into the different space. If you like my content and want to keep up with future updates, hit that subscribe button. Leave a like if you enjoyed the